don't know what the hell that was all about, but it was the internet bottoming out. My computer was perfectly fine. We back. So I needed a minute. Hello, everybody. I am back. Oh, look, you guys get to check out the new duds. I've kind of rearranged the office a little bit and hung some slabs on the wall and hung some other books on the wall, and I'm in the middle of decorating and some stuff. No big deal, but now I get to find my slides. So apparently I got led off with the internet bottoming out somewhere around Strange Academy. So bear with me for a minute while I get back to that section of the slides here, and we'll pick up right back where we left off. And there's I want to thank you guys for joining back. Again, I don't know what the hell happened, but it looked like my music started going crazy. I'm like, what's going on with my music? Like, it was buffering, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and it said it was connecting. So StreamYard had actually told me, it was like, we're attempting to reconnect. And then when I went to close out of it, it's like, you sure you want to close in the middle of a stream? I'm like, yeah, there's nobody's recording nothing. Because I went and looked and I saw that the video did indeed end. So thank you again for sticking around. Presser Part 2, Reloaded. Right, Dark Horse. Gotta get back to my spot, man. Where we at? Here's Action. Okay, we're almost back to Marvel. Technical difficulties, but I handle them with grace, don't I? Okay, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. I showed you the Ms. Marvel, Shang-Chi. Blabbed about the Silver Surfer. So, okay, so it looks like it went off on Strange Academy, so that's where I'm going to pick it back up at. Let's see. Boom! There we go. Let's try this again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second part of the show. Hope you enjoyed the intermission. You know what? Maybe I should break down these shows and do a piss break, intermission, smoke break, whatever you want to do in between. But we're back, and we're going to continue on with this one. So, Strange Academy number 16 with the cover A, and again, the cover B that says Art Adams character spotlight, but it's obviously done by Ryan Stegman. And then FOMO in the high heaven, but couldn't make it into the book of the week this week. Thor number 20, second printing. And again, I tried explaining this to a lot of people that, Mighty Thor 12. Mighty Thor 12. Thor number 20, second printing, 25 copy incentive Klein variant cover. Timeless number 1 on the second printing variant. Second printing, Timeless, 25 copy incentive Miracle Man with the Kang logo. And then the 50 copy incentive. So this one again had all of you guys looking for it, but yeah. Venom number 2, second printing, the Mobili variant. Venom number 3, second printing, the X Deaths of Wolverine number 3, the Inyuk Lee Omega spoiler variant cover. This one's kind of cool looking, but the Bagley trading card variant's also not too shabby, but this one right here, Christian Ward. His art style on this Wolverine absolutely takes the cake. David Nakayama also on the anime style is not that bad. No, it wasn't your internet at all. It was my internet. My internet completely crashed. My computer was fine. You know, right now I'm operating at 24% CPU, 23%. So, I mean, it's not like I'm taxing this machine or anything like that. So it's not you, Liger Style, but I appreciate you coming back. Make sure you guys go message all your boys. Tell them that I'm back live. But the X Deaths of Wolverine number 3 with the Cassaday variant cover, and that's going to actually wrap it up for the new books this week. So now we get another Raw Report update. So for those of you who are back here, the first time I did this, I thought I was still live. Because it still showed that it was kind of live, but then it finally crapped out. Spoilers ahead, but you guys are going to be the ones that eat off this one. Well, no, you can't, because the first appearance is stupid expensive already. But nonetheless, at least you're going to have correct information. You're going to be like, yo, Ultra was right. Now, I want to revisit last week's top story with an update. Because you know why? Because cognitive dissonance should not be in anybody's vocabulary for anything other than describing what other people refuse to do when they see new information. New information has come to light. And what is that new information, you might ask? Well, some obtained 8K images. Now, last week, we talked about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and how he gets to be a hero. Wanda's all mad, butthurt. Probably snitches on him to these people. And Baron Mordo's probably in Doctor Strange's spot on the council is what I'm saying. But this scene right here. I want everybody who has the ability to watch this in 8K, wherever they can, take a look, because this person is capable of breaking realities the same way Wanda tries to set them up, because that's who he's fighting. He's fighting Wanda, and it's not like when Monica was fighting Wanda at all, but it's also not Superior Iron Man. Not saying that Tom Cruise doesn't appear as Iron Man in this film. Could he be an evil version of Iron Man in the multiverse? Absolutely. There could be that version of Tony and Steve that literally are at each other's throats, killing each other as the incursion happens. So, it's not Monica's mom, Maria, as much as people want it to be. And you know what? I really don't believe it's Blue Marvel either. Now, we are going to have our Darkhawk moment with Blue Marvel. What do I mean by that? Well, as you guys know, many years ago, they did an action figure of Darkhawk, and everybody swore that, oh my God, he's going to show up. He's going to show up in Guardians 2. I had some friends who are some really top-notch, spec people, and some very well, respected podcasting people, really be on board with that just because of the action figure. Well, they're releasing an action figure for him too. Yes. How many of us would love Blue Marvel to be that guy that shows up because of his power set, because of his intelligence, because of his affiliation to the Ultimates? Give us the Ultimates. Nova, it's not him either. I mean, we would love for it to be Buckethead, especially, a Guardians-friendly Nova, not a Sam Alexander Nova, but a Richard Rider Nova. But there's a lot of speculation that we're going to see, some of these guys. There's also even more speculation we're going to see even more people. Like Ghost Rider and James Marsden as Cyclops and Wesley Snipes as Blade. Ed Norton as Bruce Banner. Why not Eric Bana? So, I mean, Thomas Jane as Punisher. Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a lot going on. Daniel Radcliffe being rumored. Of course, there's other people being rumored for it too. But I want to remind you all, it's not Deadpool. It's Kang. I kid you not. So everybody's going to be like, man, what are you talking about? It's Kang. It's Kang. Look, I don't know how to spell it out for you anymore. This is a character capable of breaking reality spells set up by Wanda. It can only mean a couple of people capable of that. Go see it in 8K. And I have seen the image in 8K. It's not binary. It's Kang. So this version of Kang just either has 2, 3, or 4 Power Stones. Or 4 of the Infinity Stones. But we also have to remember, even if he does have those stones, their powers are only good enough to work in their respective universe unless modified some way. I'm thinking that maybe this version of Kang figured out a way to have the Infinity Stones power a suit that allowed him extraordinary abilities in multiple universes. And then we haven't gotten to full on, Helmet Kang yet, but there's always Quantumania. I believe it's him. Now the cow got killed, got renewed, and a bad name. You'd be like, wait, what? Cow killed, got renewed, and a bad name. Well, I'm sorry for a Bon Jovi joke, but shot through the heart, and you're too late. And if you didn't see Peacemaker, you give DC a bad name. Yeah, so this was hilarious. And it's been a week, so I figured if you guys haven't watched it by now, the internet probably ruined you on the spoiler anyway. So it was finally enough time for me to break it down on you. But apparently Batman and Cyborg were removed. So Batman and Cyborg were removed from this scene. Whether that's because they're going to be involved in something else. And, it could be because there's Cyborg involved in the Doom Patrol. And because the Batman that is over in the Batman movie, the Battison, is something that they didn't want to interfere with. They probably can't interfere with it contractually. So, but each one of them had an actor playing a stand-in version of themselves, playing a different version of obviously the multiverse version of that character, which is, I guess, cool. But it was good to see that stuff. Good to see that stuff. And if you haven't seen the whole season, you should. Now, unfortunately, woke Marvel, you went too far, and you need a U-turn right now, because there's a lot of people who are questioning how Valkyrie is a king. Look, I don't care what adult things you want to do with another adult. But explaining to little kids who collect Lego sets why that's a king and not a queen is going to confuse a lot of people. Yeah, no. Let's see here. Where are you at? Hold on a second, everybody. Bye-bye. All right. Nate, no, nothing. Not really. Divine masculine and divine feminine should not be, confused upon the divine child who has no... Can't say, no corruption in our pure of heart. You know what I mean? Like, let them forge their own path. Don't cause parents to have an extra conversation that we don't want. Okay? So Marvel, I hope you turn around and fix this before release, or at least offer parents another version that I can give to my kid. So yeah. But other than that, we got some more stories. And we'll be back with them next week. No, I'm afraid not, Double O. That's packaging. So it's already made it to packaging, to promotional pictures, to pre-promotional release packet. So it's long past somebody's editorial desk to get this far. So, look, I get that they're promoting, Valkyrie, and they really want to push her and her character and stuff like that. And Thor Love and Thunder is probably going to have more adult themes than most MCU parents probably want to deal with. So, just forewarning you, this is what we got to deal with. And, of course, as I see that stuff coming about my news feed, I'll try to share it. Of course, you can, do your part. And if you see interesting news that I should know about and I should share with the crowd here, you can tag me, ULTRA MAXIMUS X, on Twitter. You can also do the tag on ULTRA MAXIMUS on newsworthy posts on IG and Facebook as well. Leave me a comment. Let me know about what you think about those stories here today. And oh my gosh, we're not done yet. Oh, we get to talk about the goods here, and as the viewers return to the stream part 2, I want to remind everybody that I appreciate you all jumping back into the return of the stream. And this right here is a situation where the internet decided to bottom out in the middle of the stream, and that's why we are reloaded on another link. All right, so the spec matrix is, of course, a little shot inside my brain, and of course, this is going to be some spoilerific things for you because we're going to jump inside some books from the read pile this week, starting with Amazing Spider-Man number 90. So, Queen Goblin, Peter, of course, returning and giving her the Goblin Queen joke, expected. Also well-deserved. So, go Peter. Peter Parker, killing it. However, what's going on with Ben Reilly? It's the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man. We got our new number 1 coming. Number 900. A couple issues away, basically, right? They're going to be doing something. Now, that also leaves them with a path they need to forge for Ben Reilly. And all of a sudden, there was a variant cover that had to be searched for cover art. We're going to talk about that on FOC review, so stick around. And of course, if you guys watch the secret variant, you probably caught that cover art. But that volume of Spider-Man about to wind down. So, Ghost Rider number 1. Now, this is an interesting play on Johnny Blaze. We're dealing with a Johnny Blaze who believes he has a family, lives in this town, and has a big old scar in the back of his head that sometimes pops an eyeball. But we find out that's just not the case, and somebody has basically imprisoned me and caged him in this town. He wants to find out who. So we see again a Ghost Rider that is riding a motorcycle that is not Danny Ketch's, but it looks like Danny Ketch's, but it's Johnny Blaze. But we don't know if we are actually in a town or what's going on. But Johnny Blaze's memory's messed up, and like the character they have him playing in this townscape before he realizes and snaps out of it is a drunk. Like he's like always got to get hammered. They show him with a bottle of whiskey in his hand through a majority of the issue. So it's a very interesting read. But at the end of the issue, of course, he has transformed into the Ghost Rider and he's taken off, looking to find out who's caged him there. Whoever that may be, you're screwed. Carnage Forever. Okay. Because there's a lot of people who were telling other people that came to my circle of friends that a first appearance of a new host was in here. And if it was a first appearance of a new host, but not their first appearance. Well, I think that's not true. We're going to look at this. So this is Elsie here. Now, Elsie gets possessed by the Carnage symbiote, skins the dog, kills her dad, chews him in half, eats him. That's what Carnage is doing right there. And then Mom, who's also a squatter, comes in and gets ate too. Now, people had pointed out that they were thinking this was LCD from Wolverine 37, a.k.a. Albert and Elsie. It's not. We're dealing with a whole new little girl who's her own little psychopath. But what's really weird is that while Carnage has possessed her, he's over here breaking Hydro Man out. Falls through the sprinkler as little shards of carnage, and then of course Hydro Man asks him, he goes, you're looking for a host. He's like, my answer is yes. He's like, well, that's fine and dandy, but I don't need a host. What? I just need your powers, man. Like, what do I need you for? And Carnage basically is now using Hydro-Man as some kind of symbiote battery, water-powered jetpack. I don't know. But this is the story that says to be continued in Carnage #1. Interesting. And then, of course, the Family Symbiote. A one-page story found in the back of this book. Jugular. There's a bunch of things right there. So check that out. Then we have the X Deaths of Wolverine, which is basically House of X, Powers of 10 continued all the way through Inferno and to here. Why do I say that? Well, there's paying off going on here. If you're following along, this is the story of the Omega Wolverine chasing after Moira McTaggart and a few other people. Why is he chasing after these people? Well, he's the Omega Wolverine. He's the final solution. He's killing people. He's also known as the Final Mutant. The Omega Wolverine. Not the Alpha, not the Beta, not the Gamma, not the Epsilon, not the Sigma. He is the Omega. So with that said, he's chasing after this guy right here who ends up getting kidnapped by Moira on his own helicopter. And Moira and him have a relationship. You should read it and find out why. The other reasons, of course, is that she chopped off her phalanx-powered arm, which was keeping an eye on her. Now, is Doug compromised? So this led me to believe there's some investigation required all the way back, early phalanx appearances and stuff like that. And I'm gonna look into more of that. But what we do see eventually is all three Wolverines fighting Wolverine. And we get to a point in the fight where Omega Wolverine puts the claws away. He talks about he knows that they are right now able to be reborn. They're immortal. But he says that doesn't happen forever, and I know when you die. So he's like, I know when each and every one of you dies. And then all of a sudden Lara goes, he's sick. And yeah, he's got the techno-organic virus, or the phalanx virus, right? The legacy virus, I believe it's called. So there's a lot of things going on here. Wolverine's sick with a lot of things, but the phalanx, I guess, is sustaining him because he tells the story of how he got here. Now, the rabbit hole keeps getting deeper and deeper, but the first appearance of the Omega Wolverine is in issue 1. Perel. Oh, Perel. Look at that one on there. You know, and it was those covers that gave it away for me. I was like, that's phalanx. You know, like, we know it. So very much interested to see where the story is going to evolve from there. All right, so I read many more books, and we could talk about more, but you know what? We got to get to keep the show moving here, especially since it died halfway through. Thanks, Internet. But last week, I asked you for your honest opinion on this variant battle here, whether it be the Catwoman 40 Soza Micah 1 in 25 going up against a higher ratio Jim Lee Aquaman variant. And apparently Catwoman wins hands down over Aquaman any day. Am I right? Next week, I want you to take this one to heart, though. And this is very hard for a lot of Gotham City Sirens fans to do just because it requires choosing. Are you Harley and Ivy on the Dark Knights of Steel 25 copy incentive cover C? Or are you Batman Killing Time #1 cover D25 copy incentive? Both look amazing artistically. Oh, the Aquaman wasn't 1 in 25, so my bad. Thank you, Spiderholic. Thank you. See? I probably left that ratio stuff from the previous slide. Oops. But, yeah. Here's your 25 copies versus 25 copies. So a little bit of the fairness, right? And doing back-to-back DCs because, of course, you guys know I'll read a lot more Marvel books, obviously. But we'll see, of course, if there's some indies that can make the list in the future. Leave me a comment below and let me know which one of those two you think hits. Now, we get to really enter the matrix. Let's talk about the heat of the week. I may have given you clues along the way, but let's do this. Heavy metal drummer. Yes. Emo girl. I mean, just the name. Love my wife. She's all about Incubus and Good Charlotte. Yeah. We promised Utopia number 3. It's a utopian, dystopian future. Impossible Jones number 3 of 4. This character is like Mr. Fantastic, but with other weird tricks. Belle, Queen of Serpents, cover C. Just, of course, good looking cover. Grim Fairy Tales 57, cover C as well. And then the cover D by Burns. All new Firefly 10 copy incentive. And you'd think, 25 copy incentive and all these other incentives on a new Firefly volume with a new story, basically. Wash's kid, so there's like a lot going on here. And then, of course, you have an unlockable 25 copy incentive. And then the BG variant by Yoon. Okay, Berserker. Oh, did my music end again? Internet bottom out again? Is that what's going on? No. Okay. It is the music. They're still playing. Berserker and the 25 copy incentive, of course. All these incentives for Berserker. If this does eventually turn into a good movie property and it gets made properly and we can all love and relish in it, then these incentives will probably be pretty, desirable. But I know it is a very big sales book. Still, at issue 7, it sells well, and that's why they've got they got the waivos to drop a 50 copy, a 100 copy, and then a 150 copy incentive for you. House of Slaughter number 5, cover D. That's your 25 copy. This hits 50 copy Rudy. Just, the red color background on that. 75 copy, also not too shabby. But Christian Ward, 100 copy incentive. Boom really is putting the squeeze on you. But every now and then you might get a gimme with some of these unlockables in your stores. Being that they are one per store, if you are like, hey, let me get down for that one per store. Like one on FOC review here in just a minute. This one apparently had a pretty good buzz. Killer State of Affairs number 1. So we had some variants going for you with the 25 copy, a 50 copy, and then unlockable with the Virgin cover B. Oh yeah, Yoon. Oh yeah, Power Rangers Universe. So we talked about this book. So each book is basically focusing on a different Ranger. Issue 1 was the Red Ranger. I believe the Blue Ranger was the previous issue for issue 2. And then here we go for issue 3, but it's going to have a 6-issue miniseries. To cover the spectrum of colors of Ranger outfits. And then we've got the 25 copy incentive by Yoon. And then the Montez. Yeah. Like I said, this one's going to do really, really well. This one's also going to do really, really well. Just because it's Nakayama's first Rangers cover. And because it's a 1 in 100. And you get 2 of these. The likelihood of there being more than 1 or 2 or even maybe 3 in some stores goes up. Especially when the artwork warrants it, you know what I mean? And then the Broxton Risque, if you look closely, you'll know why. Both covers. The Vampirilla Dracula Unholy by Hughes, of course. And then make sure you get your name down for the limited Virgin. If it didn't hit the store today, it'll be hitting a week or so, maybe more, depending on your distribution network. The 21 copy FOC incentive by Rose Besh. Sneaky book. 10 copy incentive by Low. And good luck on that one. G.I. Joe, of course, also like Transformers, ending its license over at IDW. Sonic the Hedgehog number 48, cover C, copy. 10 copy, I'm sorry. Yeah. Star Trek Klingons, one shot, cover A. Cover B is your 10 copy incentive. And then we got Star Wars High Republic Adventure number 13. This, I believe, is approaching or is the final issue of the IDW ones. If not, we're getting close. And that 10 copy incentive variant for you. Again, we haven't even finished Last Ronin. The first issue number 1, 5th printing though. There's your 4th print of issue 2. Transformers The War End number 1, cover A. There's your cover B by Jack Lawrence. And the E.J. Sue. And again, I read this, and if you're a big fan of like some of the obscure characters like Deathsaurus, he doesn't show up in very many books. Showed up in the previous volume of IDW, and everybody went ape over that because it was his first comic book appearance in IDW. But again, that's Drift, Empire Stone, I believe. And then, of course, we've got Deadly Class number 51, cover B, Jeff DeCall. Department of Truth. Both covers. Trippy, psychedelic. Step by Bloody Step, 10 copy incentive. Anybody else read this? Yep, thank you, Brett Hess. Thank you. Brett Hess art, everybody. Yes, number 13, Last High Republic Adventures. Step by Bloody Step number 1, of course, gave you a 25 copy as well. And, of course, if you... Jock on the 50 copy is, like, again, one of those things. Like, go ahead. You're going to get a Jock. 50 copies, everybody. Do it. So it's almost like they're pushing it. If they pushed it big enough, did you pick it up? Supermassive cover C's 25 copy Capullo and the 50 copy incentive. No words in Step by Bloody Step. Wow. It's like a silent issue like G.I. Joe, huh? Like the Snake Eyes issue, huh? Crazy. Well, Supermassive's one shot cover D. Again, the 25 copy cover C, and then the 50 copy cover D. Greg Capullo. If you're a Capullo artwork collector, you know you're going to love it. Like I said, Steele's daughter. Yep, it is a 25 copy. I did have it wrong. See? Decal killing it. And again, this makes it easy. But I know there's a lot of Frigid collectors, so... Oh, CPU increased. Oh, 30%. Ooh! Catwoman's 25 copy incentive, though. This one did not catch a lot of people off guard. She's not in the compromising the position that she was in the last one. Yeah, but still great. And I know that the Sozo train has not even left the station yet. It is just getting... They keep adding cars on the Sozo train before it leaves the station. They're going to be like, okay, everybody get on. Everybody get on. And then when it goes, it's going to go. You know, we'll let people off at stops, but there'll be people getting back on. So congratulations to Sozo Micah on the recognition. I'm glad she's getting it. Definitely a well-deserved artist. Deathstroke, again. This is a very interesting mix-up between hero and villain. Deathstroke's being like, Canary, come work for me. And the issue 4 incentive variant cover... This incentive variant cover, and actually I think issue 5 wasn't too bad either. So very interesting to see what happens going forward with these two characters, but everybody loves the good Deathstroke book. Hardware, season 1, number 4, cover A. That's an artist pick. Shout out to Ninth Wonder. Harley Quinn number 12, cover B, Derek Chu, cardstock variant cover, of course. Derek Chu never let you down. And, of course, with a 25-copy incentive by Rian Gonzalez being the fruit of the labors of ordering 25 of the A cover or B cover, people hit that one. Robin number 11, cover B, the Maniple cardstock variant cover. It's a Talia and Batman cover. Not too many of these exist. And it's on a Robin book that's their son. Like, okay. Teen Titans Academy number 12. And there are lots of reasons to buy this book. Spoilerific ones are, of course, for the identity of Red X. And then, of course, there's another very, very big reason for that because of the reveal of the new character that shows up. But I'll go ahead and spoil it. A new Red X. Not kidding you. So that's the reason why this one's probably going to be slept on, specced on, mad about, happy about. I missed out. FOMO like crazy. But it all depends. Can DC deliver? Make their spec actually, be chased the way other books are. I'm saying. Wonder Woman Evolution number 4. Simone DeMeo. Amazing Spider-Man number 90. And then Amazing Spider-Man number 90, the Antonio variant. Ben Reilly, Spider-Man. La Fuente. Black Widow number 14. Of course, if you're reading this one, you know why the Living Blade is a bad mofo. That last page. Oof, that last page. And his first appearance happens 2 issues before. So it's in issue 12. Right? Don't kid yourself. That's him. Last page. She even calls him Living Blade. Yeah, Brett Hessart. I saw that Midtown put that Black Panther number 4 at 125 at $90 for no particular reason whatsoever other than hype. And they didn't load that one cover because of hype and because of people trying to manipulate you into believing that's Tosin in the Panther suit on that one alternate cover. Moving on. Captain Marvel number 36. Now, this book should have been no surprise to you guys. And this book right here should have been no surprise to you as well. She chooses the name Binary. And so this is what we get. She's got the energy creation of Carol Danvers with the